Are we on? Yes, we're on. Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. 20mm back again. Nice to be here as always. Our 11th North Devonshires are finished. So that's another battalion crossed off the list. So very happy with those. With the odd airfix figure thrown in, the two standard bearers and the drummer, but they fit in very well, they look very good. So that's our North Devonshires finished, the command figure on the end. And just as a comparison, here is the Cornish battalion. Let me move this box out of the way a minute. Come on, folks. Here is the Cornish battalion by airfix, so you can get a sort of comparison of the figures. They're slightly chunkier figures, the airfix figures. If I have to pick one or the other, I would probably favour the hat figures, just slightly better looking, but it's marginal. I'm being fussy now. But yeah, so that's 2 battalions British, 3 of French. So we're a quarter of the way. Excuse me for turning my back on you, I don't mean to. Put this over here. We're a quarter of the way to our 20 battalions that we said we would do, 10 per side. And our next battalion will be 46 South Devonshire Battalion. These figures are by Esky. So I thought I would do a few figures by Esky and see how they compare with the airfix and the hat. I have to say these are almost, if I'm honest, like a cross between airfix and hat. They're very slim, like the hat figures, but they have the older style, the newer style shako, like the airfix figures. The only thing I didn't like about these figures was the officer figure, which I can't actually show you at the moment because he's residing in the bottom of a jar of thinners. That's my method for getting off paint if somebody's had a go at something previous. Then my method is drop it in a jar of thinners, cellulose thinners, and just leave it for however long and get a toothbrush and it all comes off. It's no problem. It's no problem. But the officer figure, it's almost like Esky tried to make 2 figures into one, because the officer has a sword in one hand and in the other hand he's holding a half unfurled flag. So you have no sort of straight officer figure and no standard bearer. It's just a very duff figure for me. So what I'm going to do is, when he's out of the jar of thinners, is I'm going to cut out the flag, do away with that entirely, and just have an officer figure So I have two of these, which is another absolutely ridiculous figure. But as we've said previous, with the I think it was Airfix French Old Guard that had a similar figure with a rifle upside down. So Esky have taken a leaf out of Airfix's book and made this ridiculous figure, but as we've said before, they're ideal for standard bearers. Just cut out the rifle, put in a pole, so that's what we'll do. And unfortunately, this lot will be standing and kneeling again, which is a bit of a bore. Sorry to be a bore, but I did want to do some Esky figures just to see how they come out, and these were the only ones that I had. A couple of battalions of these, but we'll see how they come out anyway. So that's the 46 South Devons, which will have yellow facings, and as we said in the previous video, what we will do is give the drummer a green jacket, not a yellow one. We'll give him a green jacket, and I can swap him with the North Devons, and then they'll be both right. Because I made a boo-boo and did the jacket wrong on the North Devons. I'm learning all the time. It's like, I'll tell you something. Oh, the other thing with these Esky figures is, what I did like about them was the musician, the drummer. They've done him as a boy, which is great. I like that, because from what I gather, they tended to be boys for drummers. So that's nice. And we also have a bugler. I was just looking at that. He's got his rifle upside down as well. I may cut that rifle out. It just looks a bit silly. But we have a bugler and a drummer, which is nice. The only other thing I was going to say was that our battalion of Cornish troops, if I can find them, for whatever reason, and don't ask me why, I have no idea why I've done this, the plume in the side of the shako, I painted it white for some reason. It should be red and white. So why I did it just straight white, a mystery known only to the gods, I suppose. I don't know. So at some stage, when I have 5 minutes, I'll do that red and white. I'd like to get these things right if I can. So that's our 2 battalions that we've done. And that's our next battalion, the 46 South Devons with yellow facings. The only other thing is, somebody sent me a message, email, whatever you want to call it, asking me would I do a paint through of a figure from start to finish. They wanted to see how I go about painting a figure. Now, I wasn't going to do this simply because I thought there was enough videos out there for people to watch who wanted to find out this type of stuff. But as this person specifically asked me to do this, I'm happy to do it. The person's name was Simon, and I'm sorry, Simon, I have forgotten your surname. It's not intentional, it's just the way I am. I'm crap at remembering names. But you know who you are, I know who you are, and as you have asked me to do a painting tutorial, yeah, I'm more than happy to do it. It should be fun. So what I thought I would do is, rather than do a infantry figure, I would do a cavalry figure. Reason being, you can sort of get two for the price of one, I guess. You can see how I paint a human figure, and also how I paint a horse. And you can also find out how I attach the figure to the horse, which is, I'm not going to say it's my own special way, but it's just how I like to do it. So I can show you that as well. And I will also give you a quick tour around my workbench so you can see the tools I use and my sort of working environment, if you like. So what I found last night, late last night, I was going through my boxes and I found some hat, Napoleonic French dragoons. So I thought I would do one of these for you. What I like about these, very nice, is the horse is attached to the stand, which is sort of something you don't tend to get with Airfix figures. The horse and the stand are separate, and in a lot of cases when you attach the horse to the stand, it's just two legs into the stand, so you have two free legs, so the thing is very on the stand, it's not secure at all. So what I'm going to do with those figures in future is I've decided that I'm going to get some very thin plastic card, which I have here, and do what they've done here. Cut out a little sort of grass shape, attach it to the base on one of the two freestanding legs so it's more secure, and then just paint it green. I think that's what I'll do for Airfix figures, because they're really not secure on the bases, and they're easily bent over, which if you're not careful is going to damage the paint job. So that's what we're going to have a go at. They don't look too bad a figure, actually, these. The detail seems not too bad. Let's have a look at a jockey here a minute. Yeah. Yeah, they don't look too bad, actually. And I was looking in my books last night. A little bit of flash on them, but not much. Yeah, a very tight fit, which is not what you want. I'll go into that in more detail when we make the video, why you don't want a tight-fitting rider on a horse. But I was looking in my books last night at this book, which is a very, very good book. It's not the be-all and end-all of books, don't get me wrong, but it's a very good book. And there you can see what we're upon. But we have a choice of 30 regiments of dragoons, all with different facing combinations. So I haven't decided exactly which regiment will do yet. that's what we're going to do. We'll do a paint through of a French Napoleonic dragoon, and for those of you that are just starting or interested to know how I would paint one of these, should make a nice little video, and it probably won't take us long to paint one of these from start to finish, because it is only one. It's not as though we're doing I assume there's 12 in this box. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, yeah, 12. It's a complete box. So we're only doing one, so we'll show you how we do the one, and then we'll get on with the 46 South Devons by Eshe. So that's me done for the morning. I'm now going to go out for tea and buns and one thing and another. So as always, thanks for watching.